Tell me about me and my first hunt. Like, I'm obviously asking a lot of questions. I've
Yeah.
been thinking about this for years. You're here now. We're having this really good conversation about it. If I want to do this right, and I might actually document this as well. I don't know if we'll make
Yeah.
a documentary about it or not, but what do you think would be the best way for me to experience this the first time, and to maybe even tell a story to where I'm doing it in the right way and I'll get the most out of it, and maybe other people can learn from it too?
Yeah, I think to really get the full experience, you have to choose a hunt that's in that more wilderness type setting. Because if you think about it, the whole primal aspect of it is you out there, uncomfortable, in that wild moment. Now, yeah, you could go just down the road here on your first hunt and to a state where they're managing deer and shoot a deer. But you might not have the same experience as you do in that wild setting, in that natural, where you have to rely on a lot more. You have to rely on a few skills that you might not even have yet. And you realize, wow, you're going to feel really uncomfortable. You're going to feel really out of place. But you're also going to, at some point, hopefully feel that sense of belonging as well. Not as a passive participant, but as like an active participant.
Okay.
When you're looking around, you're looking with intent. You're looking for something. You have a purpose. You're trying to find something. The way that you're walking and the places that you're going are going to, you don't just randomly start walking somewhere. You feel which way the wind's going. You tap into a lot of things that are really important in the process of the hunt.
Okay.
You get that uncomfort and you get that struggle.
Okay.
And then hopefully you get that success. And you'll know what it felt like to be a predator in the wild, in my opinion.
Okay. So I got to plan this maybe, a year out? I got to learn to shoot as well?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
big.
And you should use a rifle, not a bow, because a bow is a lot of practice. And
Yeah, I think the first time you should use a rifle, yeah. Okay. I personally, I love to bow hunt, but I also hunt with a rifle. Okay. And it depends on the situation, the type of hunt. There's just already, the first time you go hunting, there's already so much going on that it takes people years to be proficient with a bow.
Yeah. Okay.
It's more of like a pursuit that you practice constantly. Like it's a life
It's like
style.
a
You have
arts.
to, you have to dedicate to it. You don't just, as well, at least the kind of hunting that I do, like what we call spot and stalk hunting, which is the type of hunting that I prefer, where you go out into the mountains and you have to sneak close enough to the animal. Even with a rifle, he has a lot of advantages that you don't have, because you're still only going to be shooting within a certain range that is well inside of his range of senses.
Okay. Right.
And so it's just, there's already so much that goes crazy, and it's such a different experience that you're better off giving yourself that slight advantage. Not that it makes it easier, but just makes it where you can be proficient that first time, because you don't really know what you're doing at that moment, at that point, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. What animal should I go to hunt, and where should I do it? Like, be specific. What do you think would be the good place? It's North America, obviously.
Yeah, I think, either an elk hunt in Idaho or Montana, or something in Alaska, like a caribou hunt. Not a moose hunt first one. That's a lot of work.
Okay. Alaska's pretty hairy up there,
is,
right?
But
it's wilderness.
It's wilderness, and it's just, it has a sense of adventure and a sense of, when you get dropped off by a plane, you think, I'm not walking out of here. You're too far in most cases, or you're in a place that is so remote, there's nothing else around, and it is true wilderness. But there's a lot of places in the U.S., especially out west, where you can access public land, and you might have to day hike from the truck quite a few miles or whatever. But there's places that you can go into that you can get away from people, and you probably won't even see any people anyways. You can get remote, but it's having that type of experience, I think, is a great first experience, because you're gonna learn a lot, and you probably may not be successful, but you're going to really know what it means to try.
Okay. So don't do Alaska first.
Well, no, I mean, Alaska, it is, Alaska's a great place for that kind of first experience.
Okay.
Because I don't know, do you have a lot of like camping experience or any of that?
I mean, my mom took me camping when I was a kid, so.
Yeah, well, the only thing about that is when you get into that situation, there's no just, you can't say, I'm coming home tomorrow. No, you're there. It's going to suck. Like there's a lot of, you have to, it's more, I would say that type of experience is more mental than it is physical. Most people that through guide, like as a professional guide, taking people into those situations, most people quit, not because they physically can't do it, but because they just mentally aren't strong enough.
Because they miss people, they find it hard, they miss comforts.
Correct.
That kind of thing. Okay.
Everything sucks. You've got a heavy pack on that, like you're just, the docile nature of you gets beat out of you immediately. Okay. You realize like nature is very harsh. When you don't have those comforts, you realize even with modern sleeping bags and tents and all that stuff, the comforts of home, the best comforts, it's uncomfortable. It sucks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's physically painful for a very long,
like a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And you're smiling.
Yeah,
but it's also amazing and probably a very memorable experience.
Yeah, especially because if you were to only, maybe that will be maybe you do that and you say, I will never do this again. At least you had that experience. You kind of know, you would understand. I think that if you did it and you were successful, I think that it would be one of those memories that you just would never forget. It would be a different kind of memory.